Hello tacticians, welcome back to the channel. This is Demeth. So I said in the past video that I wasn't going to bring up the tier list, but I can't not bring up the tier list, so here we are. This is our information from season 16, the last season, and this is all just compiled data from all the engagements that that I was able to compile from the spreadsheet, which was covered in the previous video. It's very important that you do compile data, uh, or at least show the spreadsheet to someone who it might be interested in compiling the data. So at least that way they can share that data with me, and then I can share that data with everyone on the channel. So that would be awesome and much appreciated. So let's go ahead and start off with tier E. So this is essentially trash tier. Looking at these four characters, I don't have enough data for Darkstrider, Thelmachus, and Vitruvius. But Thutmose, on the other hand, he is definitely not someone you should be touching. He has 64 engages, and his TPE is at 1.22. That is trash tier. Complete garbage. Do not put him in your lineups. Everyone else here is a maybe, solid maybe, only because they have less than 10 engagements on each other character. Moving on here to tier D. Alright, so it looks like the last four dudes on this tier, again, they're under 10 engages, so take it with a grain of salt. They might do a little better if they had more data behind them. Especially Jaeger, I'm kind of surprised to see down here. Same with Helbrecht. Now, Makotep, complete trash. Don't touch this guy. We're looking at 43 engages, 1.27. You know, very subpar. Sybil, same thing. 25 engages, 1.29. That's blah. So this is the old Abaddon. I would not guess that we would see him again on this upcoming season in this Lova tier. I feel like he might place a little bit higher now with that Snowprint has put in a rework on him. Toth, not a surprise that he's down here. Honestly, he hits like a noodle, and I mean, what value does he bring to a team other than just damage soak? But honestly, any capable player is just going to target him for last, so he's not really a threat in any shape, way, or form. Volk and Morven, they both have 13 engages each, 1.31. Bleh. The rest of these guys here on this side as well. Vindicta is actually showing 25 engages. Gibbous Scrap is at 37. Asmodai is only at 9. And Jal, he's at 13 engages. Still, I would definitely stray away from Gibba in this case. Stay away from Vindicta. Stay away from Toth. Stay away from Sybil and Makotep. Trash tier. I am interested to see how the new Abaddon does. And then I don't expect to see Jaeger and Helbrecht this low. So they probably just need a little bit more data there on their end. Pushing along now to tier C. Now the top of tier C kind of surprises me. This is my boy right here, Shosil. Love Shosil. Surprisingly enough, there's a lot of mech in Tier C, and honestly, that doesn't surprise me. A lot of people do tend to run mech in their guild war because these people are pumping them for guild raid. So it's kind of like a, you know, might as well. Might as well roll them in and hope for the best. Look at Exeter Row. This guy is the top DPSer in my guild raid, of course. I think I just posted 300k damage on a legendary 1 Screamer Killer. I mean, it's pretty decent considering I'm like level 43. But for Guild War purposes, Guild War defense, don't do mech. It kind of hurts to say because I main mech, but I'm telling you, don't run mech. Showsill is kind of a special case because I think players know to target her down or him down. If they have a Matineo or something, they're just gonna snipe the shit out of him. So I'm not really surprised to see him this far low into the tiers. I feel like that's the only reason why he's this low is he gets targeted down hard. As far as the people in C+, actually let's just go through C- real quick. Checking the data here. So Abraxas, he's actually showing up with 72 engages. Everyone else is in the 20, from 20 to dozen range. So that's actually a decent amount of data. So it does seem to show that these guys do belong down here, especially Abraxas. He's showing 72 engages. That's embarrassing. So not a very good quality character there. Moving on to the mid Cs. Let's see here. We have Rags. He's topping out at 19 engages. Emo Spec though, 87 engages. Same with Bellator, 81 engages. Athena, 63 engages. And Aldrion, 83 engages. And Tank Smasher as well, 39 engages. Yeah, just there are better choices for these. I would try to stay away from them if you can, or at least relegate them to just an uncommon lineup. Oh yeah, I should preface this by saying that this is a Battlefield 1 tier list. So all ye above Battlefield 1, please turn away or, take this with another grain of salt. A very high sodium diet today. Alright, moving on to C+. As I said with Showsill, 24 engages. Aleph Null, we're looking at 82 engages. Same with Snapareka, he's at 92 engages, pretty damn high. I mean, so technically speaking, C+ to C, these guys are average. These guys are performing mid-range as far as their peers go. So if you're okay with the average, by all means, go ahead, slot these guys in if you don't have anything that's above average. I know one of my guildmates, Sterling Rat, he swears by Commissar Yarrick. I don't see it. 29 engages, he's at 1.53. Solid average dude, especially Tigurius right here. 77 engages. And then Azrael right here, 72 engages. Not the kind of pull you want to see from these guys, especially with how many engages they're tracking. It's kind of average. It's kind of average. All right, moving on to B. Sorry if I'm zipping along on these. trying to keep this one short compared to the last video, which was, I don't know how long the video was, but it felt like an hour. Alright, so let's start off with B-. Leading off the pack, we have a new fit. Not bad. 33 engages. Everyone here is pretty solid. As far as data goes, Cygex is the only one on the low side with... Oh, Cygex and Winged Prime. They're both showing 19 and 16 engages, respectively. I could go with a little more data, but I'm actually surprised to see Cygex this far up. I guess Overwatch is one of his decent passives there, along with his active and his traits where he can punch through those heavily armored dudes like Terminators and whatnot. That's actually probably why he's in B-. As far as solid performers go, we're looking at Lucian here, pulling in 57 engages. That's 90 tokens. Jeez. And then we have the PB&J combo right here, the brothers side by side, Rotbone, Angrax. Well, it's really Rotbone and Malladus. These guys are homies for life right here. Rotbone pulling in 126 tokens for our guild, 130 tokens for Angrax. That's actually really surprising because I always hear people bitch and moan, don't put Angrax in, he's got Deep Strike, he's just gonna feed to the enemy. Why is he in B-? Same with Harkin. 89 engages, 137 tokens. That actually pulls up, I feel like all of C tier right there. The only person bringing in more tokens, oh, is Boss. Yeah, of course, Boss G. So the only person pulling in more tokens, where was I? Then Harkin is Snotflaga and Boss G. So those are some nice standouts right there, solid performers. Moving into the B range, we have Revus. Oh, 88 engages, 144 tokens, not bad. Not bad at all. That's solid performance right there. Of course, who can deny that Overwatch? It's just too damn strong, honestly. Not going to complain because I do slot Revus into one of my rare lineups there, so love him. Boss G, solid performance. And then here we have Isaac pulling in. He doesn't really have a lot of engages here. I'm showing 14 engages. Same with this Jackal, what's his name? Macer. He's doing 16 engages. Not a lot there. And I'm actually surprised to see Actus so high up. Well, a new fit. So there are some mechs up here. So we're getting up. We're ascending into mech heaven, guys. We got Revus. We got Boss G. We got Actus, a new fit, and Cygex. So I mean, if you're trying to make a little mech team there, that might work. You got a healer. I mean, that might work. Who knows? Boss G. I don't know. I wouldn't know about that until you slotted it. Until I slotted it myself. But I don't know if that's worth testing. Maybe someone else can do that. Alright, and B+. We got 3 dudes here. Rask, Archimedos, and Mataneo. Now, of the 3, Archimedos is pulling in 112 tokens. Rask with 91. Again, another deep striker. Pulling in solid numbers. Mataneo, another deep striker. Dude, what's going on? Two deep strikers, 3 deep strikers in the top half of the character list. It's pretty damn good. So don't sleep on deep strike. Right, moving into A tier. It's getting skinny up here, guys. It's like Mount Everest. The air is thinning. All right, A minus. Look at this. So this bad boy, I was keeping very close tabs on this guy. He was S ranked for a long while, and then I did start letting other guildmates know about how good he was performing. So that could be why he had a slight drop. It's quite possible that my guildmates didn't have him completely maxed out when they were adding him to their squads. So that could explain the slight drop here, because he was S tier for a good minute throughout our season. And he's just a solid character overall. I mean, look at his kit. It's a taunt tank. His active reduces, if I recall correctly, it's like 50%. That's massive. And then he taunts everyone around him, adjacent to him. Insane. The only other person with AoE taunt like that is Snotflaga, and he's in the B range, which is, pretty damn good. So, I'm starting to see the light when it comes to taunt, at least with AoE taunt, because if we look down here in D tier, we see Tyrant Guard. He has an active taunt, but it's just a one-person taunt. Not really worth riding home to. Alright, and then the next guy over, Tarvok. He's pulling in 33 engages, 58 tokens, not bad. Jane Czar, only 8 engages, not a lot of data there. Same with Saint Celestine, 8 engages. And at Lakoya, honestly surprised to see her up here. She just barely made the minimum cut here at 4 engages. So I would, again, more sodium for your diet. I don't know how she performs, but I am leveling her right now. She won't be able to make my Season 17 lineup because, let's be honest here, with the Mythic event that happened, I unlocked a shit ton of people, and I am just completely badge and orb starved right now. 0 badges, 0 orbs. I would whore myself out for a good chest of badges. Snowprint, please. Alright, the A range. Now, this is the big guy in the room. I want this guy. I don't have Typhus. I really want Typhus. It's not really anything more than his active. That active is just basically a fucking tsunami, alright? It just clears and ruins everyone's day. If you're clumped up, goodbye. Have a nice day. Typhus is pulling in 18 engages, 33 tokens. Pretty solid there. And then we have Jude, 12 engages. Could see a tiny bit more data from him, but he's obviously a really good character. And then Chadius the Thaddeus, 16 engages. He's awesome. I mean, at the start of the freaking battle, you have the AI just like randomly nuke a character from your squad. That's pretty powerful. That's probably why he earns the A rating here. It's really hard. It's an uphill battle once you're 4v5, from the start of the battle. And there's nothing you can really do about that. And then, last but not least, we have Nicodemus in the A range here. 26 engages, 47 tokens. He's carrying the most tokens in this little standing here of these 4. So he's definitely one of the more solid healers. We already passed up in sizes. Where's Rotbone? Rotbone's just below at B minus. And oh, Celestine's down here. Look at that, C minus. So as far as the flesh healers go, he's not bad. Definitely solid. And then A plus, we have a standalone here, Mr. Death Leaper, 16 engages, 31 tokens. Holy shit! Ah, and he's Deep Strike. What the fuck, guys? Deep Strike again. Deep Strike, Deep strike, deep strike. What's happening? All right. Whoever keeps saying in comments, don't do deep strike, don't listen to these people. They don't know what they're talking about. The data speaks for itself. This is why we do the data. All right, let's do it. The final tier. Look at that. The last flesh bag healer, Holland, representing S minus. What is he pulling? He is pulling 32 tokens. You know what? It's actually these two. I did mention this earlier. One of our guildmates is running these two people in a composition, Holland and Deathleaper. If you have them, run them together. I'm actually testing this. I don't remember if I stuffed them into a rare or an uncommon squad. I'm going to cover that in a later video. Possibly tomorrow if Guild Wars starts tomorrow. I haven't checked yet. I don't think it's tomorrow. I think it's like the day after. Another guy I don't have. All right. So I played World of Warcraft vanilla. I got exalted in a shit ton of different reps, and I don't farm anymore. I understand this game is kind of a grind, but compared to WoW vanilla, have you ever tried collecting badges in Silithus? I'm exalted there. I have Earth Strike Trinket. Get on my level, bro. Anyway, 500 badges for these dudes, or 500 shards. I'm not doing that grind. For these guys, Ahriman, Calgar, and Karn, of course. Yeah, same with Typhus. If the RNGesus, blesses me with their presence, so be it. But I'm not gonna grind these guys out. Fuck that. Alright, Karn. 24 tokens. Solid appearance here. I think all of these guys are solid except for... Oh, it's actually these two here. Ahriman and Calgar. Don't have a lot of data on Ahriman. Only 4 engages. Calgar barely just made the cut at 3 engages. So, again, sodium. Now, this bad boy right here. S-flat. Mr. Crayon himself, Carrion. 55 fucking tokens, dude. Definitely the highest one in S tier. Just carrying all of S tier on his shoulders. What a god. I remember seeing a video by Nandi about how this character was going to be the best to be ever released, and he is not wrong. I mean, I bought that pro pass right as those words left his lips, so thank you for that, Nandi. 27 engages on him. He's at 2.05 TPE. What a god. Speaking of gods, last and finally but not least, Chiron. He's only showing 7 engages, so that's not a lot. It's because I was running this guy in my personal comp. He's got 19 tokens though, so boom, It's like boom, Mike Tyson fucking uppercut to the face. This guy is just slept on. He builds so damn fast. Albeit I was running him in uncommon, where it might be taking more hits to just wear down opponents, like a AI Chiron, But basically my comp consisted of Ascor as a tank, Chiron for ranged, and then who did I have? I had Carrion in there, along with Nicodemus and Archimedos as the sorcerer summoner. So that was my little uncommon grouping that was pulling in very good tokens. I actually upgraded them all to rare, so I'm pushing them for my rare squad this coming season. And of course, like I said before, I am going to cover my season 17 picks. As soon as the season starts, I'm going to cover that. which will probably be in a couple of days here. But there you have it. There's a full tier list for Butcher Horde Season 16. I hope you guys can make some use out of this. And once again, this is a product of spreadsheets, data entry, all that fun stuff. Well, boring stuff. And that's about it. Thanks for watching, and GG.